And welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of Cisco's Adventures, or the Dragonfyre edition, just because the other one has long passed. So, some things I want to mention right off the bat is the fact that I did try to make a video regarding Minecolonies. Well, I did it twice. The first time crashed the game, so I couldn't really go in depth. And the second time, I decided to start with exploring the ruins that I did mention in the previous episode. However, towards the end of the episode, I started going into Minecolonies again, and it crashed. So, what I did do is that I did reverse the version we are playing on. So the most current up-to-date version is version 3A, I believe. And the version that I was playing on previously, which I reverted back to, is 2F. So, unfortunately, we are not going to go to the ruins that I did find. However, there was no chests. It's just a broken down area. And then there was a little battle tower that I went up. However, it was very uneventful. So, in regards to that, I will ignore it and instead focus on some Minecolonies, because I do know in this uh, update or this release of the pack, it is stable. So I can actually uh, talk about it and help you guys through. Sorry if I clear my throat a bit. I just ate some spicy food, so slowly hitting me, or the after effects. So one of the first things you do want to get into when getting into Minecolonies, well, you don't have to, it's optional. However, it is pretty decent, is making either a supply ship or a supply camp. So if we click on it to make the ship, it's just 5 boats. And then for the camp, it's just 5 chests. So super easy. And the reason why I would recommend making it is due to the fact that when you do place them down, they do have a chance of having bonus resources inside of them. So, usually those supply camps will contain at least a town hall, a build tool, and maybe one other building type for Minecolonies. But sometimes you will only get the first 2 that I mentioned, but besides that, you will get like a little tiny area that you could call your base. Sometimes it is set up like an actual base when you place those down. And then they do have hidden resources. So, for example, you could find gold blocks, emerald blocks, diamond blocks. Just depends how lucky you are and the style that you choose. So, with that, let's head back or head over to the camp. I did talk about this area, however, how I said, things happened. So, this is the area that I did clear out a little bit of, and this is where we are going to be building our mine colony. Honestly, I did collect a ton of birch wood, so I am thinking about doing a medieval birch style colony. The only other colony that I've ever done, and it's literally the only one that I've done on a server on this mod pack, was the medieval oak. So this is going to be pretty interesting. So right here, I kind of did some stuff as I was explaining before the second crash in the second recording of the video. So kind of a little saddened by the fact that I can't really fully explain and showcase. However, how I said before, if you put down one of those supply camps, you will get yourself a build tool as well as a town hall. And to place this down properly, you do use the build tool by right-clicking and then going to fundamentals and then clicking on tavern. And when you do such, you will be able to basically maneuver and place it down. I will show you guys a little bit about that using the second builder's hut that I do want to build. So I will showcase it a little bit, but it won't be fully complete, unfortunately. But it looks like I already have one builder's hut down, and somebody is already assigned to that. And so we are going to do a second one right here. So you don't want to place this down. If not, it doesn't really give you a good idea of where you are putting something. Instead, you do want to use the build tool. Why the build tool? Well, that's pretty simple because it allows you to interface with this and select what you are trying to build. We have decided to go with medieval birch. However, if you do want to choose a different style, you could always click on switch pack, and there are quite a few presets already done. And then you could just select any style you would like and then use that. You are not limited to using only one, you can alternate between, but that's on your preferences. So for us, since we are using medieval birch, we are lucky to have two different types of builder huts. However, I am going to go with this one because it is simpler. And so if I click right here, level 1, which all your buildings I'm pretty sure are going to be tier 1, and then you have to upgrade them. So if you if you click on this, let's see. Oh, interesting. Oh, why did it appear over here? Let's click the X real quick. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes shaders does not like working with this, so we will do that again. And as you can see, we have a little something in the ground. How can we move it so that we can actually see what's going on? Well, over here, you do have some controls. If you click this, it rotates it just so slightly, and then you can rotate it back. And then if you just want to have a full 180, you click this one, so it automatically turns it. But we can't really tell what's going on here. So what we can do is click on these arrows to increase the height. So now we can actually see the full height of the thing, but it's kind of far away. So how about we rotate it a little bit? Okay, that looks like that is the front, but it looks a little close. So how can we move it? You click on these arrows, this pushes it back, brings it forward, brings it to the left, brings it to the right. So let's do a little something like this. And then that looks about right. However, I kind of want to try to see if I could get it centered. So I will press escape real quick. This allows this to stay there. So if we look at it, this kind of looks like it is aligned, but I am not too sure. Just because if I'm looking at this blue line right here, I would like that blue line to be aligned with this one. So if I right click again, we could bring it back one, press escape one more time. Don't click the red X. The red X will tell the game we don't want to do that anymore. But if you press escape, you could kind of get out of it. So I'm just looking at it and this looks somewhat right. Hopefully, when I place it down, it is aligned. I mean, if we are going by this blue line and this white line, this should be perfect. So now that we have it aligned, one thing that I do want to do after that is bring it down one block. So it is level with the ground right here. And then all we have to do right after, now that we are happy with where it's placed, is click on the green arrow. And just like that, it is placed. However, yeah, you don't have everything. It doesn't just build it like the supply camps. The supply camps will be built automatically with everything fully furnished. The builder's huts and everything else will not be built automatically. Instead, it'll place down the station, and then it will be automatically assigned a colonist that is best suited for this job. And then let's actually head back to base to take a quick nap, and then we will continue. Perfect. Alright. Okay. So, that one has been assigned somebody else, and if you actually want them to start working on it, all you have to do is come over here, click on Build Options, and then it'll tell you all the resources that are required to get this built. And then all you have to do is click Build Building. Of course, the resources have to be put in here. If not, this does not understand what you are doing. To access the resources or the storage system, you shift right click, and then you could actually directly interact with the builder's hut. So you can actually put stuff here. So all those building materials, you could just throw here, and then as soon as you put build building, that person will come over and attempt to get it done. I do want to try getting this one built first, just because I placed it first. And then I will slowly bring resources over so this one can be built as well. Okay, this is useless. So we will toss it. One thing about getting started in Minecolonies is the fact that you do have to place down the town hall first. If you do not have this placed, then you can't really do anything. This is the very base of the game. You place the town hall down, and then you create your colony. You can name it whatever you want. We named ours Tater's Kingdom because it's going to slowly expand into one. And then we also need to build a church nearby, a pretty grand church, if you ask me, just because we are trying to establish the order of truth. And so once you actually create your colony, colonists, up to 4, I believe, will spawn in the relative area. And then these are going to be the first 4 you get, and they will be doing the work for you until you get more housing space. These builders' huts do not count as a housing space, so this will not increase the capacity of people that can actually move in. The buildings that do increase the capacity or allows for more colonists to move in is these guys right here. This is probably one of the basic ones, but if we come over here, type Minecolonies real quick so you guys can see, these guard towers will count as one house. So if you place down, let's say, 2 of these guard towers and they're fully built and 2 people move into them, then technically you still have room for another 2 people. Your town hall will always have at least 4, or can have 4 maxed unhoused, I believe. That's how it works. So then you'll have 2 people housed and then 4 unhoused. The real easy method to give everybody that has first spawned a house besides building guard towers is to build the tavern, because this will allow you to house 4 people and is technically a place where you can hire new colonists. Instead of letting your colonists have kids and have mediocre stats, maybe you want to go to your tavern and hire some passerby who may have some really high stats. So this is going to be a little important, maybe not early game, but maybe later in the game when you are trying to min-max, so to speak. But yeah, so this will give you 4 housing spots. That's about it. Does not increase capacity. The guard towers will allow you to house more people, so then it'll open up the capacity a little bit so you can house more people. And then besides the guard tower, there is, let's see if I can remember, it's residential. Resident? Boom. Yes, this one, the residence. This one's literally building houses for your people. I think at max leveling, you could hold up to 5 colonists per house. So if you are trying to get a lot of people, that's probably really useful. But another one that is also really useful is the barracks, because this one will allow you to house 20 guards in one place. And yes, you put this down, you build a common area, and then you are expanding on the barracks towers that's on the corner of the barracks. And then each one of these is basically a guard tower that can hold up to 5 people. So once you unlock this, you technically could fit 20 people in the barracks, and honestly, it's pretty cool, especially when you give them all matching armor and they're all running about. It looks really awesome. So with that, let's come over here and actually get started on building. So if we click here on build options and put build building, as you can see, we got the advancement, and it does say that the builder's request has been seen. And then if we just wait, the person will come by, and as you can see, she's walking on over. And then once she gets right here, she's gonna basically ask for certain materials after she lets you know that she's ready to start working on this place. So thankfully, right now she's just clearing grass, so she doesn't really need anything. However, she will need a shovel, a pickaxe, or an axe to clear out blocks. As you can see, there's a little stutter. I like to call it the little stutter. So she's like, I need stuff. So you could come over here and then she'll let you know what she needs. Of course, this says Gold Shovel Fortune 2. It does not need enchantments. It just needs a tool of X level. So it's either wood or gold, the max level of stone. If you upgrade your barracks, it'll go from stone to iron, and then you upgrade it again, so iron to diamond, and then when you upgrade it again, it's netherite or any tool you give them. So just a little thing to keep in mind when you are getting these guys. They have limits. Yes, I know. Hold on. Yeah, they all have limitations, so do your best to get as much done if you can. Let's put this down right here. Grab some of these, boom. Give her a few tools, so let's give her an axe, shovel, and then a pickaxe. Boom. One of each tool will suffice for right now, so that she could just get things done. You could put it into her inventory, or you could throw it in here, and then she will just get it from there. As you can see, boom, the shovel disappeared. Give it a little bit, and then she will begin clearing out the area. You could always click on the colonists to interact with them.
I can't work like that.
Let's see. I am a colony master. You don't need to talk to me. As you can see, she's technically working, or will start getting to work relatively soon. One of the things that I highly recommend you get as soon as you can are some builder's goggles, which are pretty cheap and easy to make. Reason being is the fact that, like right now, you can't really see like structure, right? But if we were to come on over here and build, hold up. Actually, first, one thing I do want to do so that they are technically loaded and should be working is to do something like this. So if we come and drag like this, let's say this, and then put claim, and then we do it again, put force load. Okay, now I just have to change the scale for FTB maps. So then we come over here, claim manager, settings. I believe it's over here possibly. Nope, it's the other one. So is it here? Hold. Okay, gotta figure this out. So that is unforced load. What about this side? Force load. So this is the limit. That's 10. Okay, gotta work on this / force load. Nope. Oh. Okay. Let's see, because I want this whole area force loaded. So if we come over here, maps, this one, server settings, max force load per player, 500. Perfect. Now that we did that, we should be able to come back over here, do this, and then force load. What? I just changed it, did I not? Or is this slightly different? I don't know. Okay. Chunks. Doesn't say force load here. They did not save. Interesting. Where are my settings? Over here. Then we click C right here. Max force loaded chunks per player 500. Yes. Click accept. Let's see, maybe it's because I didn't put accept. Nope, it does say we are at max. Okay, give me a moment and then I'll be back. Okay, so seems like trying to use this did not work. Just because I really couldn't find anything regarding force loading here. Maybe I'm blind and maybe you guys see it, but I don't. So what I did do was I went back to FTB maps and I used that to force load everything. Let's see, minimap settings, change position, information. Nope. Over here. Yeah. So if I come back over here, let's do this. Oops, let's do these guys first. Unforce load, and then all this. Unclaim. However, even though I did that, if we come over here and click on FTB Chunks Claim Manager, these are all claimed and has been force loaded. So I do not know what the difference between those two are and how it may affect this actually loading. But yeah, I mean, we got it. And as you can see, oh, good job. She got herself stuck and
great to see you.
She needs cobblestone, which means she's ready to start building. So if we come back over here and click on required resources, we can actually upload the materials without having to just throw it inside. As long as you have it in your inventory, you can just click on this and it'll send it into basically the system. So this episode, I am going to focus on just this so you guys can see how to get this set up. And then I am planning on making my base here, so let's actually get a few chests set up so that I can actually start dumping stuff. Boom. Okay, perfect. Let's toss this here. We need our backpacks for right now. Besides that, axe. Okay, let's do that and then start dumping everything out of our backpacks. So, or not really. We'll just grab this. Okay, you know what? I am being a little redacted. Just wait a moment. I just need to go grab some birch wood. I feel like as long as I could get some of those, this area should be a piece of cake. Okay, so birch wood. And then I'm pretty sure I have dirt. Potentially. Somewhere. Possibly. I swear, I did. Okay, what about here? So there's some here. Over here? No. Well, that's probably the one sad thing about this is we're gonna have to destroy this area just a little bit. But it's also a good thing we are moving, so we don't really have to deal with that much. Okay, so now that we have some materials on us, let's grab this and head over here. Just because then we could basically kind of figure out what we do and don't need. So we'll place that outside. So she needs building materials. Now that we are here, we can slowly upload some stuff. So we do have logs.
Great today.
Cool. I didn't give you guys food. So we could give the birch wood, the planks, the cobblestone, the dirt, and then we could see how we need slabs, fences, a door. So let's do the slab, stairs, fence, and door. So just come over here, boom, do that, boom, boom, slight lag. Okay, do this. We got the doors, slabs. I don't remember how many we needed. That looks like more than plenty. Fences, what is it, like this? This should be 14. And then stairs is 76. So if we do this, that should be 80. Okay, yep, 76. Cool, so we come back over here, go to resources, and then we click this a few times. And then we could see what we have left, which is a crafting table, some slabs, stairs, torch. So then let's do this. I didn't check how many I needed, so that's a slight issue on my part. Oh, crafting table, before I forget. Come back, click right here, boom, 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 boom. And then we need framed birch and some coarse dirt. Okay. Let's see. Coarse. How do we craft it? Dirt and gravel. Ooh, do we have gravel? Okay, so we need dirt. And what was the other one? Framed birch. So this one's a little difficult just because we do need the architect's cutter before we can craft it. So if we go architect and then click on this, we need some stone, iron, and some logs to get this done.
'Tis a fine afternoon.
Yes, I will work on it. Get to work. Only once your place is built can we build the barracks. Hopefully these guys listen and actually work. If not, this might become a wee bit difficult. Okay. Let's see. Do I really not have gravel? Oh, I do. Do I have enough? Yes, perfect. And then some stone so that we could get... Yep. Okay, so we will leave that to cook. We needed, what, 3 pieces? Yep, for the slabs. We have the logs, we just need a piece of iron. Perfect. And then once that is done, we can get ourselves the architect's cutter, and then I'll show you guys how to make the framed materials, just because it is a little bit of a learning curve when doing said things, and then sometimes you can't really tell what material goes where, which can be a bit annoying. Let's see, 3, perfect. Come back, do this, boom, click, click, boom, perfect. So we come back over here, it's towards the back, and then we bring this back forward, sweet. And then I always keep this close by to the builder's hut, just because it's relatively easy to just run back and forth. They don't really hold these stations until level 3, I believe. Then they will ask you for it. But we needed some birch, framed birch. So if we look at it, it says the frame material is birch and the center material is also birch. So then we just come over here, click on this. It looks like the one that we are using is this one. And then you just put birch and more birch. And then we will get 3 because we only need 11. Come back over here, upload, and it looks like I did the wrong ones. As you can tell, I wasn't paying attention. I thought there was a little line in the middle, but there isn't. It is flat. So we will come back, we will do this, and then it should be this one. Just because it does look like it has the 4 around. So we do this, come back over here, and then boom. Now that we uploaded it, it should turn to 100%, perfect. And then she will just continue building this until she is done. Of course, at nighttime, they do not work, so you either sleep throughout the night or you go do stuff. But yeah, that's how you basically get this to start working. And then if we come over here, I do plan on making some of this other stuff for the other guy. So we come over here, we do this. So we get pickaxe, shovel, do this real quick, get the axe. We will put this into the storage system here, and then we will put build options, and then put build building. And then this person will also run on over to get said materials. And then only once they have recognized that they are going to be building there is when we can actually start uploading even more materials, especially since we are kind of locked at this spot. So let's head back to base, go to sleep again, and then come back and do this. What I would recommend when doing this is if you are playing and you don't really care too much, do game rule, what is it? Do day cycle false just for a little while whenever you are building. Just because that would allow you to get your mine colonies built faster. If not, it does take quite a while, especially since they have start times and stop times throughout the day. So when it is sunrise, I believe it's not until like 7:30 in the morning, technically, because when the day goes by, it's technically 6, I think is when it starts. So they don't start till like 6:30 or 7, and then at 6:30 at night, they'll stop working. Of course, when you start researching different things, that'll change. However, for right now, that is not the case. So now that we are back, as you can see, he is back working, which is nice. And then he has walked over here. We just got to give him a little bit before he recognizes that he's working. Sweet. Oh, he said it. Now that it's recognized, what we can do is come over here and upload some of the resources. Well, look at that. So we are going to need more coarse dirt, more cobblestone, more birch. So we can do that over here. So it was more cobblestone stairs. I don't have gravel. We are going to need more birch stairs as well. So then we could come over here, do something like this, and then grab a piece. Boom, 76. Then for these fences, let's do this. We have that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And then come here, do that, do this. 1, 2. We are going to have to do it no matter what. Just like that. And then when we come back over here, we can upload even more. Okay, crafting table, and then the dirt. So we will do this, and then we will look for some gravel so that he can finish up his work as well. So just 2 more coarse dirt, and then let's see what she needs. 1 dirt. Boom. Sometimes I don't know how, but it feels like some blocks they just lose sometimes. So you might want to check up on them every once in a while just to make sure that they are not skipping out on work. As for us, I believe if we run back over here, we might be able to find something. What is that? Eastward? Yep. So let's run this way in hopes that we can find 2 pieces of gravel along the way. That's all we need. 2 pieces, and then we should be a-okay. Sweet. Can't wait till we get Ring of Flight, because that's going to help us so much. I need to go explore and get those lined up. Hello. See, they said hi. Nice. Any gravel? Just 2 pieces. Just 2. That's all we need. Nope. Nothing here. Oh, gotta climb this thing. Ooh, yeah, we got to. Let's see. I mean, Besides resource collecting, honestly, Minecolonies isn't that hard. It's rather nice. Hold up. Let me adjust this real quick. Boom. And music a little lower. A little bit lower. Okay, sweet. It's just, it was very loud on my end, so I wanted to put it back down. However, if you guys think it's loud on your end, let me know. If this is fine, also, just let me know, because I'm not too sure. Oh, okay, I was about to say, oh, it looks like I do have gravel. Nope, that was just some andesite. But perfect. Let's just vein mine that. Got quite a few pieces. And now, when... This is actually faster, because then I teleport over here, and then I go back to camp. Just run back this way. Boom. Can't wait until I can make myself a little waystone. What do you need? Yes, I know. Wait. But yeah, I can't wait till we are able to make some waystones, because that's gonna open this up so much more for us to travel around. Okay, dude. Yes, I got it. There you go. 100% after a few seconds. Boom. Which is pretty cool. And I actually know the reason why it takes a little while to render if it has something or not. It lets the game think for a while, and the more time you give the game to think, the larger time frame you give the game to think, the more the game can render in that time. So like when we are uploading a ton of resources for it to do huge builds later in the future, all that time that it's being given while you are just feeding it tons and tons of resources will let the game understand, like, oh, look it, now you have all this after a few seconds, and then it changes. That's also something that I am utilizing in my mod for certain features. But look at that, just giving it a little bit of time, they just get to work and they just start building. And then if we look over here, let's see, have you realized your mistakes, buddy?
It's a fine day.
Yes, it is a fine day. Now hurry up and get building. I need you to build as well, so that we can get these guard towers up, get that town hall built, and get this tavern worked on. But yeah, just like that, these guys will hopefully start working. Come on, get to it. I don't know, he's lazy at this point. But yeah, she's slowly getting this place built. Looks very nice. Looks like as we upgrade this, we might actually get a little downstairs area. That's actually pretty cool. Ah, you see, there he goes. He was just stuck. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, once they are finished, we will then have one of them work on a guard tower. The other one will work on the tavern, and then we will put down another guard tower and then have somebody build a second. I don't know. We will work on this slowly over time, and I'll update you in what direction I am going. But yeah, this is the basics of Minecraft. You get a town hall down, you create your colony, you have a certain range that you can work on. If you are to build on the edges of that range, then you can extend the range or the radius of your colony. So say I built something here, it would extend one chunk in the 3 directions, so you'll get 3 chunks added to this area. However, I am going to try to see if I can get this within, get it to fit in this. If not, then I might do an underground where I might throw some things. Maybe I do like a little overpass, put some stuff up there, and or maybe I'll actually expand. But for right now, this is pretty solid. They're working pretty darn quickly, which I am excited about. And then once they are done, we just have to get started on some other things. But yeah, in between this episode and the next, I am probably going to work on the colony a little bit. Probably go mining some more for more resources, set up farms so that we can slowly wean ourselves off of steak, and then bring all the resources over here and see if I have enough things to make a waste stone. Just because I think I do. I just need to go through all of the chests and all my backpacks and organize it, and then we will have a better idea as to what we can do next. As for what we can do next episode, let's come back over here and look at the quests. So, I do have enough diamonds to make an enchantment table, and I do have enough to make a pickaxe and go mine some obsidian. So what I'm thinking, what I can do or prep for the next episode is to possibly make an enchantment table, have a little enchantment system set up, probably get enough obsidian so that we can go to the nether. Besides that, this is just visit the nether. This is get some quartz. That's not too bad. So yeah, I think next episode we are mainly going to focus on going to the nether, getting some quartz, and then probably focusing on the initial stages for apotheosis gem wise. As for enchanting and all that, I think we'll go over that when the time comes. But if we do have extra time in the episode, I will start focusing on magic since we do have some of the basics for that. And hopefully I can start getting these episodes under an hour. I do know I've been going over pretty recently, so the goal is get them under an hour and then max them out at some point at around hopefully 45 minutes. And then if I can bring it down just a little bit more, then I think that would be awesome. But as you can see, they are working hard. They are building this pretty fast. So I am pretty happy and I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are excited, and if you've never delved into Minecolonies, hopefully this gets you excited about trying it out yourself and maybe building your own kingdom. Just because I know me personally, I'm not the most creative and I'm not the best builder. I have been practicing, I have been getting better. However, I'm not quite 100% there yet. So having these templates that will automatically build this stuff for me is pretty cool. And oh, I guess that's probably one thing I can do. Hopefully. Is anybody down there? Looks like one of our guys got stuck down there. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can do this quickly. So if I come over here, hold up. Which one has golden nuggets? I know one of these have golden nuggets. Yes, you. So it's 2 golden nuggets. I'm pretty sure it was some leather. Oh, I don't have glass. Never mind. I guess that'll wait till the next episode. So I could kind of show it off, but I was going to show off how the builder's goggles work. But yeah, you guys can help them build these structures, and you could do it by hand, or the better option that helps let them know that you are also working on it so that they don't kind of spaz out when you are building, is utilizing these builder's wands or these builder hammers. These hammers will tell the builders, oh, I placed the block here so you don't have to worry about it. Compared to if you build it with your hand, then by the time they get to the area that you worked on, they're going to be like, that's weird, I can't place something. And then they will stop and they will think for a little bit and then they will continue working. So it's just a nice little way of making it a little bit faster and letting them know that you have done it. But yeah, guys, I think we can wrap up the episode here. I hope that this was a pretty nice little introduction to Minecolonies, and that it might have got you interested in doing it as well in your playthrough, just so that instead of having to build everything, you could get a lot of stuff set up and done using these guys, and then maybe you could just build on and add on to it. I mean, that's probably what I am going to try doing this series. I will maintain the colony, and then I will expand upon it just because I think it would be pretty cool and it'll fit the theme. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button. If you have any comments, questions, and or concerns, let me know down in the comments. I did change the version of the pack back to 2F, just letting you know, because of all the issues that I was having on 3. Besides that, if you have any questions regarding what mods I may have added, maybe what tips I might have for Minecolonies as well, on top of what I'm going to be slowly covering over time. Drop it down there. I will do my best to get to it. As for defeating dragons in this game or in Cisco's, I know it's a very hard task for a lot of people. However, I will be showing you my method of getting stronger, and honestly, I could teach you guys to get to a point where you will basically one tap Ice and Fire Dragon. It's very easy. It's super easy, honestly. And I can't wait till I can get to the point where I show you guys how busted this game can be, and it's just insanely fun. But yeah, if you guys aren't subscribed, I highly recommend subscribing so that you guys are notified whenever I do upload the next episode. So, as long as I can keep myself proactive, I may be able to uh, be a little more consistent on the channel with uploads. However, if things do start getting hard again, which I already know it will, it's just if I could keep myself on top of things, we will see how frequently or infrequently we will be uploading. But yeah, with that, guys, until next time, peace.